Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, June 28, 2016. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, a former Tullahoma caregiver is being charged with stealing from individuals she was paid to care for. According to a new survey, there's no better place than Tennessee to start a new company or grow an existing small business. Tennessee sales tax holiday will come a week earlier this year, and we'll speak to someone who helps raise funds to offset the carbon footprint of Bonnaroo Festival music goers. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
Backed by popular demand is the Stan McNabb Automotive Silent Sale.
We'll be closed July 3rd and 4th, but you can come by and check out our silent sale. We'll have all the vehicles with prices marked on the windshield. You can shop hassle-free. And then take advantage of the savings on July 5th when we reopen.
Off this summer at Southern Middle Tennessee's newest water park, Tullahoma Splash Island. Fun for all ages. 3 25-foot slides. Lazy river. Fun water features for toddlers. Tasty food items are available. All this and more, only $5 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 1 to 5. Join the fun at Tullahoma Splash Island.
Welcome back. An investigation by special agents with the Medicaid Fraud Control Unit of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has resulted in a former Tullahoma caregiver being charged with stealing from individuals she was paid to care for. In November 2014, TBI special agents and investigators with the Adult Protective Services began investigating Robin West Qualls. At that time, Qualls was employed by Centerstone as an on-site residential coordinator in Tullahoma. 2 dependent adults who lived at the residence relied on Qualls to manage their daily finances, including personal checking accounts. During the course of the investigation, agents developed information that Qualls initially was not paying the victim's monthly rent. The investigation and a review of bank records further revealed that from 2008 through 2014, Qualls had taken more of the victim's funds in addition to the rent money. On June the 17th, the Coffee County Grand Jury returned an indictment charging Qualls with 2 counts of exploitation of a vulnerable adult and 1 count of theft over $60,000. Qualls, age 45, turned herself into authorities last week and was booked into the Coffee County Jail on a $30,000 bond. Qualls' employment with Centerstone was terminated in 2014.
For small business owners, there's no better place than Tennessee to start a new company or grow an existing business. Tennessee received the highest mark for small business friendliness in a new report released last week. Memphis and Nashville also got A+ grades. Since 2012, the Thumbtack Small Business Friendliness Survey has surveyed thousands of entrepreneurs on the state and local public policies that affect their ability to start, operate, and grow a business. It is the largest continuous study of small business perceptions of government policy in the United States. In 2016, more than 12,000 U.S. small business owners participated in the study, collectively grading 35 states and 78 cities on the government policies that affect their businesses. These professionals operate in a variety of industries, including as electricians, music teachers, wedding planners, wellness professionals, and more.
Tennessee's sales tax holiday will now be 1 weekend earlier than it has been in the past due to a 2016 law change starting this year. The sales tax holiday will be held during the last weekend in July instead of the first weekend in August each year. Under the new law, Tennessee's annual sales tax holiday will be held beginning at 12:01 a.m. on the last Friday in July and end at 11:59 p.m. the following Sunday night. This year, the sales tax holiday begins Friday, July 29th at 12:01 a.m. and ends Sunday, July 31st at 11:59 p.m. The new law did not change any other aspects of the sales tax holiday. As in prior years, consumers will not pay state or local sales tax on clothing, school, and art supplies that cost $100 or less per item, and computers that cost $1,500 or less. Tennessee had its first sales tax holiday in 2007.
Jim spoke with Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell about police procedures regarding providing assistance to other police agencies.
What happens if you or one of your officers is out of your jurisdiction, out of the city of Tullahoma, and you observe an issue where an officer from another jurisdiction might be in some sort of a problem? Do you try to stop and help if it's serious enough, or what would you do?
Yes, the answer is yes to that. Oftentimes law enforcement officers are sometimes out there by themselves. Mm-hmm. So regardless of what jurisdiction you're in, I think most officers appreciate when someone stops to assist them, another law enforcement officer. So whether you're out of your jurisdiction or not, let's say you're in plain clothes in your private vehicle, the best thing to do is identify yourself so they know, but you don't want to interfere with what the officer's doing because you don't want to distract them.
Right.
So, that has to be handled kind of carefully. Mm-hmm. But if you're in a marked unit or somehow that he could easily know, hey, this is another officer, they're usually pretty appreciative of the fact that you just stopped to kind of watch their back for them. You never know how many people are in a car. If there's two people in a car, you stopped and there's one officer, well, that's a 2-to-1 situation. Mm-hmm. If you even it out 2-to-2, and usually police officers have a little bit more training, then you kind of balance the field.
And that could happen in our county because I know you guys are going to Manchester a lot, mm-hmm. So chances are you might encounter something like that.
And it could be anything. It could be a state trooper. It could be a TBI. It could be anybody that has somebody pulled over on the side of the road, and you would want them to do the same for you.
Sure.
Until you either tell them, hey, I got it, everything's good, thanks for your help, or you let them stay there. I've done it myself.
Right.
When I've been maybe coming back from Nashville, mm-hmm. If I see a state trooper pulled over, has someone pulled over, I'll turn my lights on my car so he knows I'm a law enforcement officer, and then I will get out of my car and stand out of his way and let him do what he needs to do.
Right.
But he knows I've got someone over here.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up right after these messages.
The Russell Barnett Automotive family is the largest automotive retailer in southern Middle Tennessee. With over 1,200 vehicles to choose from, we are your one-stop shop. Check out our awesome website, russellbarnett.com. There's over 1,200 vehicles to choose from. Stop by one of our 5 locations. That's Russell Barnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Chevrolet GMC, and Ford of Winchester, or Russell Barnett Ford and Kia of Tullahoma. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
Celebrate America's independence at Tullahoma's scenic Fraser McEwen Park. Saturday, July 2nd, gates open at noon and world-class fireworks at 9 p.m. Zaxby's presents the Tullahoma Kiwanis Independence Day Regional Celebration. This free event has fun for all ages and music for everyone. 7 bands, plus an Urgent Team Kid Zone, exotic animal petting zoo, food, fun, and games. Get the details at tullahomatn.gov/fireworks.
Welcome back. Phil Gilley, CEO and co-founder of Notes for Notes, an organization that funds after-school music recording programs for children and also receives grants from the Bonnaroo Works Fund, recently spoke at Bonnaroo about his group.
Thank you all very much. We're extremely grateful to be here, not only for this event, but Bonnaroo as a whole as well. I feel extremely lucky to know Jeff as well as Nina Miller, who I've known for a number of years, from Gibson to Bonnaroo Works Fund, and she actually made the introduction to us and the Les Paul Foundation, which we're extremely grateful to have support as well, because Les Paul Foundation for us and a lot of the youth we serve, that inclination of Les Paul is just the solid body guitar is an incredible opportunity for us to teach young people that he is more than that. And for us, being a recording studio environment, we get to teach about the amazing things like multi-track recording, stereo reverb. So what Notes for Notes is we we're a nonprofit. We build after-school recording studios and boys and girls clubs around the country. We now have 12 with another 7 on the way around the country, so there might be one coming to your neighborhood. Thank you very much. We're very busy, but we love what we do, and it's a great honor for me to be able to bring up some of our members, former members, and now team members to perform for you today. So I want to bring up Cameron, Will, and Steven. And a special story about all these guys is both Cam and Will, in addition to being brothers from another mother, were a couple of our very first members in our Nashville location. And when they walked into the studio, I mean, automatically I was like, we don't need to teach these guys anything. They're already really good. They just need a place to record. And they were coming into our studios for a number of years and transitioned from members into volunteers. And after they graduated high school, knowing they wanted to keep pursuing music, but I was like, we got to get these guys. And they're actually now team members of Notes for Notes and run our Nashville studios. So they've gone from members to staff, and now we're taking what they experienced, building on that, and offering that to the youth of Nashville and all our other studios in a number of ways as well. And they're incredible musicians, as you're about to find out. And Steven Dashup over here, you're about to hear him shred, is a guy, again, we didn't have to teach him anything either. He's just really, really good, and has been lucky enough to shred on stage with the likes of Peter Frampton. Was on the bus earlier, which is our activation we do at Bonnaroo, where we take the best tracks from all our studios that youth have created from around the country, and artists that are performing at Bonnaroo come into the studio and they lay down a feature. So we were really lucky to have artists like Borns and Danny Clinch and Roots of a Rebellion and the trumpet player from Macklemore come on, and that these guys collaborated with, and pretty soon you'll hear some amazing collaborative tracks coming out. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce these guys and let them play a few tunes. One you'll recognize, and another hopefully you'll soon recognize, because it's an original of theirs that I'm sure is going to go places. So thank you very much for having us here, and we're extremely grateful. Thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
The Animal Shelter has served Tullahoma dogs for nearly 30 years. Now, you can help us build a bigger and better no-kill shelter. Your tax-deductible gift is matched dollar for dollar. So come on, bark it forward and donate now to have your tax-deductible gift matched. Make your check payable to the COT Shelter Building Fund and go to tullahomatn.gov to see all the unique gifts available for your generosity. For more details, you can call City Hall at 455-2648.
Welcome back. The Lynchburg Chamber of Commerce held their annual Frontier Days last weekend. One of the most popular attractions at the events is a reenactment of a Wild West gunfight. Jim spoke with members of the enactment group, River Chase Posse.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here today in Lynchburg, Tennessee for what is probably one of the biggest events of the year for this city, and that of course is Frontier Days. Appropriately, I'm speaking to the gentleman to my left. I don't know exactly what his name is, but they call him Big Jim. And as I'm sitting next to him, you can understand why they call him Big Jim.
I don't know why. My mama named me Jim, but I don't understand why they call me Big.
I don't either. You, of course, are with the River Chase Posse. Tell us a little bit about your group. What you got?
The River Chase Posse is an Old West reenactment troupe, and we're dedicated to the memory of all the famous Western movie stars and cowboys, like John Wayne and Clint Eastwood, Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, and you know there's a long list of cowboy movie stars, even more modern day ones like Tom Selleck and Bob Duvall. Those are who we grew up, the older ones, we grew up watching them on TV and in the movies. And they have a cowboy value system that we really like, that we try to operate by. And doing our shows, we go around and do gunfight reenactments of movie gunfights. Today we're doing the one from Rio Bravo. Now, you might remember the movie Rio Bravo. There's some younger folks that don't have a clue what that movie's about.
They're going to get an education here today.
And so we're going to do that with a little bit of different wrinkle to it. We make ours. We try to make sure that our shows are entertaining, and we do a safety talk for the kids about gun safety before a show, and we demonstrate our weapons. All our weapons are I'd say all of them are reproduction of models of weapons used during the time period of what's designated in American history as Old West.
Hey, you guys, I don't think you shoot real bullets, hopefully, in this deal.
We don't want people to come back to the show. We was wondering what was transpiring.
Okay, well then now we don't forget his name. Now, what this gun that this gentleman right here has here, and I'm calling him a gentleman because he's got a big gun. Tell us a little bit about that gun.
That is a reproduction of the Colt 45, long Colt 45. It's a Ruger version. It's called a Vaquero, but it's the same style, same make, and everything. And most of your pistols back in the Old West gunfight days were 45, and there were 44s. They started with 44s, and then they went to 45. Now he's got Remington, right?
Yeah, this is a Remington model.
Yeah.
And the distinction between Remington and Colt is this little, what they call the wing down here. Made the barrel a lot more stable and would last longer. But the Remingtons are not as famous as Colts because Mr. Remington wasn't as good a salesman to the government as Samuel Colt was.
Okay.
Why, sometimes I'm a sidekick to the marshal here, and I have to use all kind of different kind of voices.
And this is Daniel Buck Peterson. He is from, he joined us when he was in Manchester, but since he's a resident of Bristol, Tennessee, so he comes a long way to be with us.
A fur piece,
A fur piece, and we're glad he does.
When I sit down here, he brought this big gun over here and said, "Don't try anything funny." So
I still got you covered.
I see. Right.
So we got to have our distance. Even at 15 foot, it's still deadly.
We require about 35, 40 feet distance between us for a shotgun and about 30 feet for the pistol.
Okay, so you need to kind of trust these guys that you're working with to make sure they don't do something.
Well, that's why our reenactments have to be choreographed.
To get you guys to come out and perform, because I want to show that we'll see some footage of their act here. Do they get a hold of you, Jim?
Or any member, if they run into any member, we have a Facebook page and a group site. That's
all right. Facebook page, you can find what's the name of the Facebook page?
The River Chase Posse.
River Chase Posse.
How about that?
We thought of something else.
I tried to think of a catchy name, to put on there.
All right. Well, guys, I want to wish you a lot of luck today. I know this is going to be a great show, and folks, if you missed it, we'll show you a little bit of it on television. But the next time you see this group in your area,
Folks, you need to be there. This is really good. Thanks so much for talking to us
Thank
today.
you.
And we wish you all the best of luck. Stay safe, everybody.
We'll be right back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation!
It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. I spoke recently with Emma from Carbon Neutral, whose company helps raise money to offset festival goers' carbon footprint as a result of traveling to Manchester. I also spoke with representatives from the Terrapin Brewery about their continued collaboration with the festival.
We're a Gainesville-based environmental nonprofit, and we have the pleasure of offsetting the carbon footprint of Bonnaroo every year. So what we've got today is our big artistic Mother Earth, and since we aren't able to offset the carbon of the travel, people coming from all over the world, we're giving away 2 tickets to next year's festival for people who buy their carbon offset and help make the entire festival experience carbon neutral.
That is fantastic. It's all for the environment. It's such good work that you guys do. How many years have you guys been working with Bonnaroo?
So this is our 7th year at Bonnaroo. So we've seen, our booth went from something tiny in the back. Every year it's grown, and it's just been a beautiful experience. When you're out here for the whole weekend, you're in the environment, in the heat, and really getting to appreciate what it's like to live from the land. So it's been incredibly rewarding.
Great, that's fantastic. Well, folks, they're doing great work here, and you can get tickets for Bonnaroo 2017 if you want to.
Back on the farm.
That's right, that's right. Well, Emma, thank you so much for talking. Anything else you want to get out there to our viewers?
I don't think so. Hug your mother, Mother Earth, and your mom at home too.
That's right. Great advice there, Emma.
Right.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Course.
Well, we're here at Bonnaroo with some fine folks with Terrapin Brewery. If you would introduce yourself for our viewers.
Sure, Julia Wackback, Terrapin.
And I'm Lauren Dye.
Excellent. And Terrapin has long been one of my favorite brews. You guys have an outstanding product. And you've got, is this a newer one that you've got? I've tried here.
This is pretty brand new. Just the past month we've had it out in the market. We're very excited about it.
Awesome. And the name of it is?
This is our watermelon goza.
Oh, great. It's a very unique taste, a very unique flavor, I gotta say. I really enjoy it. So how many Bonnaroos have you been to?
Well, this is my first Bonnaroo, but Lauren has been here 7 times.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So we've got some new folks on board, but we're all excited to be here.
That is so great. And I know that Bonnaroo really does a great job of getting your product out there and getting people aware of Terrapin and everything, correct?
Yeah, so Tennessee, Coffee County is within our distribution footprint, but I mean, Bonnaroo brings so many people in, so it's really fun to see the people that get to try us once a year when they come into town, and then people that they know us and love us already and they're here to try it in a unique sort of spot.
Absolutely. And Terrapin, it's based out of Athens, correct?
We're out of Athens, Georgia, yeah, so we're practically local.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Do you guys have any other products that you want to let our viewers know about? Or?
Of course, yeah. So in the tent right now, we're pouring Mosaic, which is a Mosaic hopped red IPA. And we have our Maggie's Peach Farmhouse. And then we're also debuting for the first time here our Soundcheck Pilsner, which of course is super appropriate for a music festival.
Absolutely it is. Well, ladies, thank you so much for taking time to chat with us for a little bit, and hope you guys have a wonderful Bonnaroo.
Thanks. Cheers.
Don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guest will include a resident of Life Care Center here in Tullahoma, and John and Pat will give us some more local Tullahoma history. All that and more on this week's Living.
Stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Tired of paying for monthly telephone service, expensive long-distance bills, and all those crazy taxes? Are you sick of spending money on telephone equipment, maintenance contracts, and service calls, all for a phone system that shackles you to 100-year-old technology and your desk? Stop it. It's time to ship your phone system to the cloud. What can the cloud do for you? Bring together remote offices, workers, and employees in the field. Make sure that you'll never miss calls by delivering them to multiple devices. Modernize faxing by allowing multiple faxes to be sent and received at once, and delivered to email. Get your voicemail messages instantly through email too, and take advantage of an endless supply of customizable features. Host My Calls can deliver the cloud. All of this technology with low upfront costs and not 1 penny in capital expense. It's time for a phone solution you'll truly love from Host My Calls. Call the number below.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1936 at 101 degrees. The record low was in 1968 at 52 degrees. The average high on this day is 87, and the average low is 65. Clear weather expected tonight with a low of around 68. Partly cloudy weather in the forecast for Wednesday with a high of 84 and a low of 64, and mostly sunny weather expected on Thursday with a high of 85 and a low of 67. And that's our Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.